Okay, we're going to do that a little bit later. Come on in, gentlemen. Okay, good. So that's good. So I can see it over there. I just need to. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Good. And essentially, I think we're going to try just to move in a little bit more. Jamie, and is it Princess? Is it Princess? Yeah. Do you want just move in a slightly more so that their thumbnails don't cover? I'm trying to make it. I'll show you what I'm trying to do. You can see so that you see that this stays up there, and I'm trying to make sure that they don't cover you and Jamie, and then everybody is, yeah, just come in a little bit more. It's a bit tight, but I'm trying to. I'm going to work with Toria soon to put the thumbnails here, so it feels like everybody's in the class looking at the wall. But anyways, for now, we're going to be doing it that way, uh, and that's good. You know, oh, that's tight, but anyways, that's good enough for now. I know it's a little. That's all right. Yeah, okay. I think that's about as tight as we can make it without being uncomfortable for the in-person students. But that way, the Cosmos now, all the onliners will not cover the in-person students, and it's a sense of everybody being together. Good. Okay, I'm just going to shut the door or the doors, and we're recording. Great. So, just trying to lay everything out properly on the board, but I think we're we're getting it. Nice. Okay, and I'll just bring this here so I can see everything there. And I think we're pretty good right now, actually. And so let me just check and make sure I've got my content straight. Good. So, of course, for the Cosmos, meaning the online group, if there's any technical issue at any point, just put something in the live chat, or you can jump on your microphone. But otherwise, we're good there, and I can start concentrating on the content. I always like to deal with the tech first, and it's looking pretty good. Welcome, everybody, to our Wednesday Global Leader class. And today is our fourth class of the semester, and we have a lot of problem solving to do together in group work. So today we're going to launch essentially kind of a module of about 3 or 4 classes that are going to take us up to the end of the semester. As well, I want to prepare you for a big class we're going to be having with our president and many guests on Valentine's Day. So in 2 weeks, you're going to be meeting a lot of people, and so I want to prepare you for that too. And then there is your second reflection that will be due, and that's going to be longer than your first one. And I want to talk about that. But most importantly today is that I want all of you to start thinking about right now, just give it a little bit of thought, what you feel is a critical problem, just one problem that you would like to solve. And we're really going to start to drill down today on the idea of problem solving skills, but we're just going to be dealing with the problem. Next week, we're going to be dealing with action items or the solutions. So that's really the 2 classes that we're about to embark on right now are the problem solving and solutions classes. And then we're going to culminate on the 14th with our class with a number of guests and our president. And then there's another guest coming on the 21st as well. So there's a lot coming in the next 4 classes that I want to prepare you for. So today there will not be a guest joining us from elsewhere because I really want to give you all the chance to work together in a kind of problem solving or at least problem recognition session. And that's coming. So I'm going to get you set up for that, do a little bit of a lecture, and then I think by the end of today's class, you're really going to have a sense of how important it is that you develop some better skills around recognizing what a problem is and how to begin thinking about tackling, because there may be no more crucial skill for a leader than being able to solve problems. That's really what you're going to be doing a lot of when you're leading something. Let me just see. Is it me or is it something reverberating? Let me just see for a second. Okay, somebody want to jump on? We hear somebody. I don't see them. It's just mute your microphone, please. Great. Okay, we heard somebody there, but do you want to say anything? Do you want to jump on your microphone and talk to us? You're welcome to it. And let's make sure this thing has got some air in it. Okay, just I have a chance to just well in today's humanities destiny class in the afternoon, we're going to be talking all about the next big thing. And what do you think we're going to be talking about that was announced yesterday that you think would be a great next big thing to concentrate on? What was in the news yesterday about yeah, the first brain implant? The chip has been put in to a human brain. No, the monkey happened. This human on Sunday, just this past Sunday. But that's humanity's destiny. But that presents a big problem. Elon Musk is very proud of the fact that he has now succeeded in implanting his first chip into the surface of the brain, just on the edge of the skull. And then the threads can go into the cortex, I believe, and begin to record the electrical activity in the brain that would enable you to sit anywhere. Well, let's talk about the medical use. I'm getting on a tangent here. This is not Global Leader, okay? So let me come back for a second. Well, maybe one of you will decide that's a problem that needs to be addressed today, okay? We can talk about that. But yes, let's get back on track. And I want to make sure that Maureen today, as I more or less promised her that within the first 30 minutes of the class, she would do a little update on where we are with Expo 25. And then we can let her go. She's at work. So why don't we bring Maureen in? And I think she's there somewhere. Maureen, tell us where you are exactly right now, please. Oh, okay, Marie, she left. Oh, she's coming back. Okay, she might have had to deal with the kids that she's taking care of. They're somewhere in the Durham region. Is she back?
Yes,
Maureen, are
hello.
you
Sorry.
there? Oh,
Hi,
great.
sorry about
Okay.
that. Let me
I'm
just turn
on.
on my camera real quick. Hello, everybody.
We're on target today with my promises and making. Oh, good. There you are. So let me try this. Okay, I'm just trying to be the DJ here today. Great. Okay, good. So there's Maureen, and why don't you just give us a sense of where things stand? I also have a an idea for something I'd like to introduce to the whole class about Expo, not just to the students who are already interested in joining this initiative, but for all of you. But let's first hear from Maureen. So go ahead, Maureen. How are things looking with Expo today?
Hello, everyone. So, updates about the expo. I am, sorry, I am currently in the process of applying as a co-creation partner and co-creation challenge, which is part of the Team Expo 2025 program. And it's a means for us to participate and showcase what we can contribute in terms of achieving any of the sustainable development goals. There's, I think, 17. And one of them is quality education, which we're hoping to present under, among other goals as well. So I am
Great.
in the process of completing that, and hopefully once I've submitted that, then we should be able to hear back from them in terms of if we are like if when we participate for the World Expo. And nothing every like all they're giving updates about ticketing, so people purchasing tickets for to attend the World Expo and everything. So it's going pretty good so far.
Excellent. Okay, well, I have a thought, an idea
Mhm.
that might help in terms of this idea of the co-creation challenge and quality education. But first, while we're on this, I just want to remind you that we are again planning for a major presentation and presence at Expo, World Expo in Osaka, Japan in 2025 that will run from April, I believe, in 2025 to September for 6 months. And we want to be presenting the most amazing new classroom for humanity that has been built with all of you and us out of Durham College. And we think we have it. So, with that said, I have something I'd like to suggest, but first, does anybody have any questions for Mayreen or anything that they would like to bring to the class right now before I give you all something to think about around Expo 2025? Brian, why don't you come in? You're over there. Well, you can just take the microphone, so, or come over here, okay, so we can hear you. And of course, I'm more or less 100%, I think. I'm not really carrying any bad germs, so I don't have to blow. Yeah, take the high chair, absolutely. We're going to have quite the activity today after your group activities. So we're just going to get really interactive. But we're good, Ryan. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, like, do they have any ideas for, um, I guess, how you might present what you want to talk about as an educational discussion topic at the expo?
Well, Maureen, you want to talk, address that for a second? Go ahead.
Sure. Sure. So basically, why I'm so passionate about presenting with the global classroom is because we have really quality technology that a lot has already put into use to kind of connect globally and with with people from across different countries. So it's something that's already been like kind of tried and tested, and now we just need to kind of showcase it on a bigger platform, which is the World Expo, and just be able to provide people around the world with this kind of opportunity that's available from here in Oshawa, Canada.
Okay, thank you. Also, I was gonna ask, like, do you think that they have any like topics in the classroom maybe that will be connected to that idea? Like, for example, like in history, we discussed a lot about like different religions and understanding a lot
Mhm.
about the
Yep.
different perspectives from different viewpoints in the world, like based on your geographical location and cultural background and whatnot. Um, so, do you think like that will also like play a factor in the presentation? Like, we could like bring that up as a concept of um like I guess related to this global idea where everybody is
Sure.
like connected.
Yeah, for
Definitely.
sure. I definitely think in terms of when we talk about something like being global, definitely the diversity comes into play, and religion is part of it. Faith is a part of it. Languages are a part of it. And even just like just us discussing about different cultures is definitely something that's happened at the previous World Expo, which I was fortunate enough to be a part of.
Yeah.
And every day at that previous World Expo was a day dedicated to either one or maybe two or three countries that showcase their culture, and they would have um, a lot of that present as part of the World Expo. It was the last expo's theme was connecting minds, creating the future. So it was big on kind of collaborating in regards to like religion, ethnicities, and all of that. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen at the next expo in Japan as well. Just because Japan is also so rich in culture, so definitely they will celebrate their own, and obviously ensure that everybody else has a chance to showcase theirs as well.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, great, Ryan. And I love the way you just walk up and sit in the high chair like that. You're comfortable doing that because we're getting the format. Actually, just to stay on this for a couple of minutes, I'm going to put the World Expo site up there on the center panel right now. And For all of you in online, you can see this as well in the live chat. The link is there. And I'm just going to bring back the full version video. I'm going to just run it silently for now, and we can talk about it here. This should work. Hold on. And then I won't. This behind me right now is the video that Expo has done on their website of the site in Osaka, Japan, that is being built as we speak. And that's where we're going to be. No, it's just they're working on it right now, and Japan has all sorts of problems around the environment and that have been really challenging them. But this will all be built it will all be ready in 2025, Ryan. This is the flyover of sort of the current plan, and this overview is something I just want to leave on the board for you now while we talk about it, because I want to introduce a little idea here. Okay, so let me just loop this, and you'll have this behind me, and I want to just make sure that everybody can see. Great. Okay, so excuse me, my cough is still. Here is my proposal to all of you. I think you're going to like this, but it really depends, okay? This is for all of you online. This is for all of you watching the recording. This is for everybody that is in the Global Leader class. I would like to create a little production team out of our class. And what this production team would do is they would start to take the classes that we do and prepare afterwards little trailers or highlights of that class, little videos of about 3 or 4 minutes of what we did in the Global Leader class that week that you would narrate, be like a short documentary, and that you would post anywhere you like so that we can start showcasing what we're doing in education on all social media platforms produced by you, so that we can build some momentum and some buzz around the global class, so that by the time we get to Japan, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to want to know, what are these guys doing out of Durham College? We really want to be part of this live session because we've been watching their videos that they've been putting on TikTok and putting on Meta or Facebook or planting in Elon Musk's brain. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take Elon Musk's head and we're going to open his head and we're going to put some, recorded videos and we're going to jam it into his head. And then we're going to close his head after this neurosurgery so that anything that comes out of Elon Musk's mouth in the future will no longer be about Elon Musk. It will be about other things. Please. Well, maybe, no, your videos and our classes will be the surgery. We're going to be the surgery, but Expo could be the surgery too. That's true. So let me just make sure everybody's getting this right now. You don't have to volunteer to be part of this unit, but if you did, there would be marks attached. This is not just, charity. This is real work that you would do to demonstrate your leadership qualities. And you would have to demonstrate that in what you produce in terms of the videos, but also in how you interact with the members. So let's say Grayson and Ryan and Jamie and Burak, for some reason, they'd say, we want to be part of this production team. I'm not saying you would, but they start working on preparing these little highlight videos of the classes that we do. But the interaction that you have together in this group is also very important in terms of demonstrating how you work together. That's really important in the world today, and how you solve problems together. So I would just like to put that out there. And I don't know if Mayreen is still with us. Yeah, good, Mayreen. I
I'm
haven't
here still on.
Mayreen about this, but Maureen, remember when you did the video from Expo last time, and you sent a first cut to me, and then
Right.
I worked with you and helped you to kind of sort of put it together in a more professional way. Did you find that a useful process?
Yes, of course. I've told on before too, like before doing this for the Expo exploration series that we done last 2 semesters ago. I did want to get into like video and just like editing videos and stuff for the class. So when the feedback that I got from Lon after that first one, he helped me put kind of into perspective just what exactly was needed for like a nice short video that would get the message across and also like do the job that was required. So it was
Mm.
definitely helpful for me to do that, and I feel like now I have a better grasp at how to edit videos or to even create a little short clip of a video to help pass on a message or share a moment.
Great. And did you feel that I also, not only instructed or helped, but that nonetheless you had the freedom and you felt that you were able to explore and work on things yourself. So I wasn't micromanaging in that
No.
sense. Okay, good.
No, it was you told me that whatever I felt would be interesting and kind of a cool thing to share about whatever I felt was something worth sharing. That's how you'd let me kind of have the freedom to present what I wanted. And
Great.
I hope like it was really interesting and fun enough to be part of the global class.
Great. Okay, so I'm not going to put any pressure on anybody now by asking who would want to be part of this. I want you to think about this. There may be some of you that definitely want to be part of this, and please feel free to jump in right now and say, yes, I want to. But if not, think about it. Jamie? Great. Jamie Ryan. Okay, here's the beginning. Oh, you have a question? Okay, so question, good. But yeah, well, you don't have to. I'm trying to give you. Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Remember, this is
Oh, wait,
giving you
you don't want us
opportunities.
because I was actually like gonna ask if like like this would imply Marine would be helping us like edit the videos and
She
stuff
would be
like that.
involved. She definitely, my big hope is that she's going to be, the dedicated hired coordinator for the global classroom very soon. And but yes, absolutely. And then you have my expertise. Remember, before I was teaching here for 15 years, I had a long career in television, film production, and journalism, and producing television shows and executive producing. So I know what I'm doing, so there are things I can help you with in that sense. And but please do not make this feel like I'm expecting you to do this. Okay, I'm just putting it out there as one more opportunity for you. Okay,
Also
yeah, go ahead.
like I was gonna say like I'm not good with the like editing part so much. So I was like, that might be a good like, kind of dynamic if like somebody wants to like speak less and somebody else has like a certain skill set,
Yep.
So and you guys all kind of work together. So because I don't know, I feel like that's an important part of collaboration, like making sure everybody's skill sets like work together. So
Well, Princess, grab the microphone so they can hear you. Okay. Or yeah, just grab it and turn it on. And I know it's a little sort of
Oh,
awkward
I
now.
just wanted to ask if I could be the speaker.
What's that?
If I could be the speaker, like the narrator.
Oh, you'd like? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to write? Now we're talking. So you
Oh,
you could be the narrator, and there would have to be a script or something that's written so you know what you're narrating. Would you want to write that?
I used to write, so yeah, I mean that would be a
Wow.
good challenge.
You do not have to commit to anything right now, but I have to tell you that I'm kind of liking this. Jamie, Princess, maybe Ryan, but don't Ryan, okay? Jamie, Princess, who else? There may be students online in the Cosmos that are in some form of production already, that come from that field, they want to work on this, then there are all the students watching the recordings too. You're also welcome to be a part of this. Remember, we have our learning community here. We have 3 different groups that are part of our class. There's the in-person guys, there's the online ones right now, and then there's all the ones watching the recording. They're all part of this class. But if you come in person, you always have the first shot at the best ideas. And so Jamie and Princess, we'll see. I'm definitely putting your names down for the moment, but you don't have to commit. But I love the fact that, Princess, you've already started to think about who's going to be narrating, because there will need to be narration. And wouldn't it be great if the voice on these videos is a young person like Princess, who is talking about what the class was about and what we did, but then you may want a different way of explaining what happened, Princess, that is different from what we've done. You will have that chance to sit down and think about, when we did a class this week, Global Leader, what should we select so that it becomes a 2.5 or 3-minute video, or maybe maximum 5. I'm not sure, but it's a link that would be put out there so that people watch it and they go, oh, that class looked really interesting, and I want to go watch the whole class on YouTube. Maybe 5 is too long? Okay. So, okay, then I'd leave it with you. But the idea is that this becomes it's the trailer for the class. And I think you guys understand these production sort of techniques that I'm trying to bring in. It's only to make education more compelling. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move on from that. I just want to put that out there in the cosmos. Is there anything that you would like to add, Mayreen? I want to let you go back to work. So first, let me just check in with Farhan, Nathan, Navaya, Mohammed. Anything you'd like to add to the conversation right now before we move on?
No.
Okay. Thanks. That's good. Richie, I see it. Excellent. Richie, and Richie, could you, I was hoping Richie would say he would like, because Richie, what program are you in?
Oh, I'm in interactive media design, web development.
So being interactive media design, right?
Yes.
So being able to produce a video or doing something like this would be useful for you to be working on because it relates to your field of study. Yes?
Yeah. So
Wonderful.
I'm actually in the like the backend coding part of the interactive media design. But yeah, I'll be happy to
Okay.
expand my skills into video editing as well.
So right with the editing, okay, so we'll see. So right now we have the beginnings of a small production unit, and I'm going to work on how perhaps this could be tailored to be your final assignment, so that when you make the videos through the semester, I will work on some sort of grading so that this all becomes what you are marked on for your final assignment. So instead of having to do the final assignment worth 35%, this will become your major work of the semester. I can do that, okay?
Okay.
Or if we think it's necessary, then let's say you're the unit, Jamie, Princess, and Richie, at the end of the semester for your final assignment, I would take, let's say, of the 35%, 25% of it, or 27.5 is for all the work that you did. And then you do a little report of about 500 words explaining what you gained from that experience. And that becomes the rest of the 7. I'd take it to 35. We can work on that. But I'm serious about this, and I'm serious about making it part of your global leadership skills opportunity. Does it make sense? You good? Great.
Yes.
Okay. Way to go. So right now I'm putting just tentatively Jamie, Princess, Richie, and maybe Mr. Wiggins. Question mark, okay? Wow. Be a pretty good unit. Okay, Maureen, before we let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, Lon, I just think this is a great idea for the students to be involved in this way. Because we eventually we'll definitely need a team for the World Expo for in terms of media and that kind of like videos and all of that.
Yeah.
We would need that because we'll do a whole social media aspect of our presence at the World Expo as well.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a good experience for the students as well as all everyone participating in this team for sure.
Great. Thanks, Maureen. Okay, good. So we've launched it, and it's going to grow into a beautiful tree right now that we've started. Okay, Maureen, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good week, and take care.
Thank you, Lon. Bye bye, everybody.
See ya. Okay, so here's what I really want to do today in terms of the major part of the class. I would like to give all of you a chance to work in groups for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then at about 11 to 11:05, we're going to do an exciting take up together. And in terms of how these groups are going to work today, the difference compared to the other groups that we've had so far is that for the online group that are there, one of those individuals in each, so let's say Burhan, for example, Burhan will become part of one of the groups. For the moment, let's say we'll put groups of 3, okay, for now. So let's say you're a group, okay, you're a group. Burhan is going to be part of your group too today. So one of you has to open your laptop or go to your device and go into the Toria video conference and bring him into your group. Okay? Makes sense, Burhan? You good with that?
Yep.
Great. Okay, good. So each group is going to have 1 or 2 people as part of their group. Okay? Good. I haven't given you the content yet for what you're going to work on. I'll get to that. After you have your discussion and you work through what I'm going to ask you to work through, then we're going to have our take up, and one of the groups is going to go to the smartboard and they're going to start putting the notes down that we create together from our take up discussion. So the notes are going to be created after we have the big group activity. You have to remember that not only are you a student in the Global Leader class this semester, I'm a student with you developing the format for the Global Leader class in the global classroom. So I'm trying to find the right way of getting all this technology to work so that it's a really engaging experience for everybody, and that for the people watching the recordings later, they come and they watch it and they feel like they're watching a bit of a television show. But it's not. There are no commercials. These are real people, young people, and they're thinking stuff through together at this great think tank called the Durham College Global Classroom. Look at these guys. So come onto the recording. They're standing in a smartboard and they're writing all these notes down and they're working together. One student noticed this in their reflection. I thought it was just great. The student said, watching the recording, the student said, at one point, I felt like I was watching and participating in a really good television program. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's not to trivialize anything. Television is an amazing medium. I grew up in it. I understand it. And it may seem old-fashioned to some of you now because you're all on social media. But think of amazing television programs that you love, and you might start to understand where I'm going with the recordings and what I'm trying to do with this experience. Help you to learn, but make this available to everybody to inspire them too. Making sense? Yeah. Okay. So the smartboard and how I've been using it, I'm kind of tweaking that here and there and trying to figure out And I really love what happened last week. I was watching this. Ryan was over there. Burhak, I think, were you with the group last week with Ryan? Yeah, the three of you, of course, you've been doing some good notes already. And I love seeing the three of you around the board making not just one person, but three. And I thought that's a great thing. We've got to really work with that. So I'm always thinking week to week, what can we tweak and do better? This is a whole creative enterprise here. I'm trying to lead too in education. So at around 11:10 today, after your group, we're going to have the big take up with the notes together where we have to put down a list and then decide on something. So problem solving and being able to define what the problem is our objective today together. You have to work in your groups to decide as you look around you at the world, the whole planet. Remember, we take a planet-wide view in this class, in this space. We're all trying to think more like astronauts here, which is, it's as if we're standing on the moon and we're looking back at planet Earth. That's the perspective now that you're getting in this class. But you all bring your different perspectives. And as you do that today in your group, I'd like the group to decide in 15 or 20 minutes, what's the number one problem that we need to address down there on planet Earth today? That is global and local all at the same time. Now, if I'm really on the ball today, but I'm sort of not completely, I would really switch up these groups and I would take the group here, which is mostly Indian or, okay, so sorry, because I'm doing some awful, this is not good. This is not racial profiling. I'm just going by color, okay? But you know where I'm coming from. This is not intended in any way to say anything about, but I would make sure that you are with white and there's black and there's female and male, so that each group, and then the older guy is, I'm the oldest, okay, but it's got a bit of gray here, is with, but I can't do everything today, okay? So you're all going to be a group. But where are you from again? Okay, so well, for quite some time, yeah. So Pakistan, India, okay, India, okay. So Muslim Hindu, okay, and Sikh, okay. Well, there you go. So Sikh, well, that's diverse. Okay, good. So I don't think I have to say anything more, except that I want to make sure that the groups have their online team members. So we'll call this for now Team A. Okay, here's Team A, and there's 3 here, and Team A is going to take Burhan, okay, as part of their group. So you'll have to figure out a way to connect with Burhan, but all you have to do is just go to the link, the video conference link. It's on the DC Connect homepage. Click on that, and you'll be in the class online, and you'll see Burhan, and you can bring him in. Okay, so go ahead and start getting your team together. I will give you precisely what to do in a moment. Okay, I just got to get the format worked out here. Okay, so that's Team A. Team B will be Ryan, Grayson, Darmit, and let's say Richie. Okay, Richie and, yeah, for now, Richie. So could you please connect with Richie online and bring him into your group? All right, good. So that's Team B. Nice. Okay, Team C will be, what's your name? Is it Dennis Cherian? Is it? Oh, good. Yeah, you did not a bad reflection. Good. Okay, Dennis and Jazeel. Yeah, Jazeel. Good. Jazeel's, and then of course Princess. So Dennis, Jazeel, Princess, and Navaya. You are Team C. Okay. Now, Jamie and Barack will bring in Mohammed, Nathan, and there's one other. You're going to have a bigger online group to work with, okay? But that's fine. So you bring in the rest. So we have team A, we have team B, we have team C, and we have team D. So we have 4 teams, okay? 4 teams working with the online team members as well. Excellent, excellent. The hardest part of problem solving is not the solution. It's deciding what the problem is. It's been studied that if you can define the problem and agree on it accurately, that's about 80% of it. The solutions and action items will start to come much more easily if you can define the problem clearly. This conversation you're about to have is not to be underestimated. It's not going to be so easy for all of you. You have to decide on a problem together that needs to be addressed. And then in the take up, we're going to put those problems on the board, and then we're going to vote and decide what's the number 1 problem. And then we're going to return next week, and we're going to look at the solutions or action items. Okay? Today is only about the problem. That's it. Is it clear? You're good? Excellent. So, yeah, you can leave the microphone here. You don't need it for now. I'll leave it off so you have the private moment. Great. And the Cosmos is all good. They're part of this. While you're doing that, I'm going to go over to the smartboard and I'm going to make a few notes and talk to quietly the students watching the recording. Okay, so later, it'll all make sense. So just enjoy this 15, 20 minutes. I'll check in with you, but you need to figure out a problem we've got to address. Okay, have fun. All right. For the students watching the recording, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to bring the camera over here. And I'm going to make some notes. And I'll speak quietly because right now everybody's working. Make as much noise as you like, okay? No problem. And I'm coming over here. And I'm going to make a few notes. Yes. Any problem? It's like you're standing on the moon. The moon. You're looking back at this planet. Yeah. They got a big problem down there. What do they got to deal with? All those humans down there. Could be anything. It could be a political problem, could be an economic problem, could be a spiritual problem. It could be a personal problem, could be something related to technology, identity. What are the humans doing down there? They got a big problem they got to face, and we're going to help them solve it. Great. Okay, so for the students over here, I'm going to move this. And so right now, I just want to keep my voice down a little bit while everybody is working. And you may hear them in the... See, I'm talking to the recording. See? I'm making some notes for that. So later you'll see in the recording, it'll all hang together, okay? So I'm going to put down a few critical terms today that we are working on, okay? First of all, remember, today's... I don't want to distract you, but would you like it if I just run it again, loop it? Yeah? Okay. I'll put it on a slower And so I'll slow it down a bit, okay? Yeah, let me loop it and slow it down. Hold on. Here, let me, hold on. Good question. I don't know. Yeah, there is a break. I kind of know that. Yeah, you should be. Did you do breakout group there? Okay, you should be able to do a breakout group, but I don't know exactly how, Jamie. I kind of know. Great. Okay, so let me get this going here. Okay, there's the slowest speed. And it's looped. Great. Okay. Something like that, Ryan? Yeah, good. Okay. So there you go. I've looped it at a slow speed. I don't want to distract you, but Ryan was asking. So that's the site. Is it distracting? It is. Okay, hold on. Let me smaller. Let me just keep it on. Just leave it here for now. I'll leave this, Ryan, and those are all the videos on their page you want to watch later. Concentrate on this, okay? They're right. I don't want concentration, okay? The one in the middle? That's an AI bot. Yes, it is. I'm trying to have the person who created that as a guest in our class, Hiroshi from in Japan. Maureen has been in touch with him. The AI bot. Yeah, that's an AI bot right there. Anyways, Ryan, concentrate on the group, okay? Teamwork, gentlemen. Okay. Okay, let me come back to the recording students. And what we're looking at is that, yeah. Excuse me. So what we're doing today is first World Expo 2025. Okay. Now, you will see in the chat and links document that is saved in the class folder, you will see the class, of course, that you're watching right now that you clicked on. You will see these notes, and then in another document is chat and links. Those are the three critical things in the class folder each week. In chat and links, go there and you will see the link that we've been looking at of World Expo. So please do not email me and ask me for the link. I've designed it so that you have the links there. Perhaps I just didn't spell it out, okay? But as you know, this class is evolving in the format that we're creating together. So the link is there, and you will see everything about the World Expo. But the idea is that today we started with a production team. Okay? And if you have been watching the whole class, you will know that the production team is now starting to take on its members. I've asked all of you, here in person and online, if you would like to be part of this production team, you can. So if you would like to, then now is the time when you can email me and say, Lon, I want to be part of the production team for Expo 2025. And the idea, as we discussed, is that this team is going to begin to prepare short videos about the classes that we do every week that you put together and you then post online to bring more people into our space, our educational space, to raise awareness about what we're doing and to create a sense of momentum for the global classroom as it moves towards 2025 in Osaka, Japan, when we appear there and present. We want people to know who we are. We want there to be a critical mass of people from around the world who know about what you and we and all of us are doing here. And the only way to do that is if you, as young emerging global leaders, begin to communicate with the rest of the world about what we're doing through the videos that you do. Okay? So right now, we have tentatively, as part of this team, we have Jamie, who has volunteered. We have Princess, okay? Remember, she has volunteered. But it's more than just volunteering. I'll reiterate that for you, okay? We have Richie online and Ryan, question mark, but probably. Okay, and Richie, I think it's Ritchie, okay? But I may be wrong, maybe without a T, and then Ryan. Okay. Now, Jamie, Princess, Richie, and Ryan have volunteered, but it's not just volunteering. There will be marks attached to this. This production team will be marked on their leadership skills. Okay? You probably are finding this repetitious because we've already gone through this, but that's okay. This is a review, and this is to help you to understand what exactly we've done together. Your final assignment is worth 35%. These videos that you do, the leadership skills that you demonstrate and how you work together as a team, the communication skills that you eventually develop and work on in what you produce will be marked as part of your leadership. What you will be doing together is a project, and the rubrics or marking scheme will be exactly the same as that which all the other students will be following for their final assignment. I'm just giving all of you the option now to do something different and interesting for your final assignment that is very much about leadership. So this work you will be doing will become your final assignment. And it's possible that, as I mentioned, let's say I have to work this through that. If you break this down, let's say 27.5% of this will be for the work that you did with the videos, and then 7.5% could be a 500-word reflection that you do on the whole process of what you did together as a team through the semester in the production of these videos. Okay? Or it may be 25% for the production and 10% for the reflection. I'll work on that balance. So if you want to be part of this production team, email me and let me know, or even better, come in person to a class. But it's all right. You don't have to. Okay. I'm always going to try and bring you in and meet others here and work together. But the class is designed for any way that you want to participate. Okay. So I'll leave that there for now, and I'm going to check in with everybody else. Excuse me. Excellent. So everything is moving along. I see people at work. You can see them as well. And this is great because what you're looking at right now is teamwork. You're looking at young people solving problems together. This is what we need to do. This is what the world needs today is diverse, motivated young people who are working together and talking about problems and coming up eventually with creative action items. All that they're doing right now is that they are defining the problem. And we have to make sure we have a good list of those in the take up. Okay? So I'm always an email away. That's how you can reach me. And what I have been doing is for students who really need the kind of one-on-one support, I will arrange for a phone call or you can come in and see me. But I'm finding that phone calls are very straightforward and easy for everybody. So you don't have to come to the campus and meet with me, or we don't have to do a video conference. It can just be a quick phone call and we can have a brain to brain contact and I can help you. Five more minutes, okay? Another 5 minutes. A problem. I'm not seeing any. Are you really finished? Okay. Okay, okay. Good. Are you sure about this, or you just let me hold on? Okay, well, just a second. What about the three of you? Can you not be also sharing some ideas together? You've done that? Okay, you're good? Okay, good. Well, then maybe you're ready to go to the smart board and start putting things down. Some of the problems. You know, what do you think? Do you want a little? Do you want Richie? Do you need a little more? Does Richie needs more time, or let's see how it's.
I know. I'm ready.
Yeah, hi Richie. Okay, yeah, go ahead. So, do you want a little more time to figure out, or I'm going to suggest that the four of you right now can start to put the problems onto the smart board, and I will help you. Okay. So remember, I'm doing this for the first time today, and I'm going to bring it. Okay. So I'm going to bring the camera over to the smart board so Richie can see that. Okay.
Okay.
And let me just. So here we go. So you can see over there, that gives you the clearest view of what Richie can see and everyone can see online, okay? So here's the pen, okay? And let's start with the problems, okay? The problems. The problems, actually, the problems defined. This is the hard part. When you can define a problem clearly, you have a better chance at coming up with the solution or action items. So the more specific you can be, the better it will be for you when we get to next week and we work on the action items. So the problem's defined. Okay. Now, When I say problems, plural, I mean everybody's going to be writing here their problems. So if you can just write one for now that you've agreed on, okay? But if you feel like there's more than one, go ahead. But what I asked you to do is just one, okay, that you agree on. So go for it. Not specific enough. You work on it. You work on it with with Richie. Can you hear Richie? Are you able to connect with?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And Richie can talk to you this way. So if you want to talk to Richie, for now, take a microphone, okay, and that way Richie will hear you nice and clearly, okay, and that's okay. I'll keep the camera on that, and you'll hear him here. Have a discussion and whatever but define that problem, please. Go ahead.
I guess you could hear us now, eh? Oh shoot, everybody can hear
Yeah.
us. That's pretty loud. So how do you think we might sum this up in terms of like deforestation
just the
and
problem
environmental
today.
pollutants,
Just define the
like
problem.
all that into one like subject?
Well, I guess you could just say,
We'll elaborate in the take up. Don't worry. Just write down a clear problem as clearly as you can. Define the problem. Okay.
okay.
That's all.
Yeah, so I guess you could start with like climate change. There's a lot
Good.
you could say about the the effects of climate change it's going to have on many different aspects of our lives. Um,
I gotta be honest, I only heard climate change there.
Right. Richie, go ahead
Oh.
and write it in the live chat. Okay. So you can, because it's a little problematic with the speaker here. So
Okay.
Go ahead and put it in the live chat.
Okay.
Let's see. This is the first time I've done it quite like this in a class, so there may be some hiccups from my standpoint in terms of process today, but it's generally working. We're thinking this through together. Yes, yeah, it's only problem right now. Problems defined. Solutions are next class. Okay? Are you ready for a take up? Are you ready to start putting stuff down? Because okay, well, we'll start. They can join us, and I will guide this and bring them in. Unless you would like another minute or two, if you don't, I think I would recommend we get moving on the take up together, and then because what we're going to try and do by the next 20 minutes or so in the take up is we're going to put a list of problems, but then we're going to try and define one critical problem by the end of today's class that we then start to think about action items for next class. Okay? So that's vague, climate change, but okay, I'm going to bring this. So we're going to start the take up, and I will guide it from the podium. I'm going to bring the camera back here. So let me just establish for everybody right now that we're starting the take up, and that we have Ryan, we have Grayson, and it's Darmit. They're over there on the board, but we may bring others over to the board right now. You can all see what's on the board written there because it's on the big board behind me. Okay, so that's critical for all the students watching the recording right now. Okay, can I have everybody's attention? I think we can start. Come on back, okay? You can grab a seat because we're going to be moving people around to the smart board. Different groups will go there. But this is the really critical part of today's class that I think will be, from my standpoint, could be the most exciting part. But let me just make sure I can see what's happening online. Great. Okay. Joy, are you still there in Dhaka?
Hi, Professor. Yes.
Great. Okay. So I just want to remind all of you of something, largely because I want Ajoy to hear this. He had asked about this, and then you're welcome to participate in this take up, Ajoy, but I just want to inform everybody of something that's coming. Okay? Can I have your attention? Yeah, go ahead. I mentioned that we have a big class coming up on Valentine's Day with our president and a number of guests, where we're going to be essentially celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Durham Chronicle. It's going to be all about journalism, but it's going to be more than just journalism. It's about the idea of how to be a global graduate, how to become a successful person in a complex global world. And you're going to meet graduates of Durham College from the last decades, last 40 or 50 years, who've all succeeded in one way or another in their fields in terms of their local thinking, global and local at the same time. You will be meeting some graduates who are sort of leaders in their fields in one form or another. The field is journalism, but beyond that, it's really about the idea of how to have a mindset, how these individuals have developed a mindset that's allowed them to succeed in a complex and tangled global, local world. Because that's the world you're all entering into, whatever field you are in. You need a mindset that is global and local at the same time and that is ready to lead. So that's the 14th. There is another global leader class we will have with a guest in the second half of the semester. And he's a young techie, and he is the person who created the video conferencing system that we're using, Toria, which is a Canadian system built out of Waterloo. And I'm a big advocate of this platform for a number of reasons. But I also like the fact that we are part of a Canadian video conferencing startup with a young person who's put together a team of people, and you're going to meet him and you're going to get to interact with him. And this is something that Ajoy was very interested in. He asked specifically in Dhaka, when will we be meeting the young CEO of Toria, the video conferencing company? Because he wants to know how this company was created, and we are building it with them. So Ajoy, I just want to make sure that you have a chance to speak to this. Specifically, what would you like to know from Jesse, the CEO of Toria?
Well, Professor, this matter is very interesting because after the COVID-19, this video conferencing sites is becoming more popular around the world. Even we did a lot of classes through the Zoom.
Yes.
And also my school, Daffodil, and around the world, people using the Google Meets, Zoom, etc., some other sites. So, and also in the apart from the academia, also in the industry and different sectors, they were becoming habituated with these conferencing sites. So well, first of all, as a learner side, I wanted to explore with him about their journey inside the journey. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, and secondly, yeah, I want to invite him in Bangladesh, so one of the biggest as a consumer based market. So I want to invite him and to show the opportunity and the strength on the South Asia that he can more popularize
Yes.
his concept.
Yep.
And also it's going to be a nice occasion if he can, because I already checked his size, his background, and his idea and everything. So I believe it would be nice if he can do some more activities.
Yes. Yes. Great.
Activities to on the backup of the Toria. Yeah, activities in terms of showing. I mean, in terms of as a background of Toria. Okay, among the young people, the young learner, and so it's going to be a good boost up for our mutual site.
That's great, Ajoy. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. I really like the way you talk about the idea of journey his journey as a young person creating an alternative to Zoom. He's created his own system, and he's had to bring together a team of people. All of this is something that requires a skill set that you want to be developing in Global Leader. Teamwork, partnerships, being able to motivate others to join your idea in which you have a vision. Remember, we talk about vision. It's so important. This is something Jesse can speak to, and maybe it will be inspiring for all of you. But I really like that idea of journey. Thanks, Ajoy. That's something for sure. Ajoy, we're going to continue with the class that we're having today on identifying critical problems. You're welcome to stay in the class, but I know specifically that you wanted to know about Toria and when that's coming. So I'm going to move on right now, and I want to make sure we have time to get our critical part today, which is we need to figure out the problem that we've defined, because next week we're going to look at action items and solutions for this. Okay, so let's start. Okay, Princess? Well, I was hoping that in your team you would have agreed on one, but you don't have to. That is what I requested. Okay, because in that discussion that you would have together, I was hoping that maybe there would be diverse perspectives on what the problems are. And then you would have to have a discussion. And in that discussion, you would be communicating, talking to somebody who has a different idea than you. And you might experience something that you can experience all the time and probably already are, but you will experience it very much as a developing global leader. And that is that you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. The people you are working with are going to disagree with you. They may not even like you. And you have to work with them. You have to motivate them. So how are you going to do that? Are you going to disappear into your device every time there's something uncomfortable happening in your life? I see this all the time today. You walk up to a friend or somebody else, and if they don't want to talk to you, they look at their device. If they don't want to have a discussion right now and it's too uncomfortable, start scrolling. It's like a cigarette. It's a crutch. Because we don't know how to communicate about difficult things in person. And that's part of what I'm supposed to help you to do as a global leader or as a human being today is, can you communicate with people in person about difficult things? Okay, sorry, I just had to get that off my chest, Princess. So let's start then over here with Princess and Jazeel and Danny. Okay, go over to the smart board now, and we'll take the camera over there and take a microphone, okay, with you, and let's see what they do. And I'm really teaching off my toes today. Well, I do all the time, but very much so today. This is all first time. So we're doing a take up. You can put number 2 right now. Number 1, climate change, I'm going to be completely frank to help, is very lame. That is about as lame as you can get, just climate change. Everybody's going to say that, okay? And I don't even know what it means. Okay, guys? So that's just gentle criticism. I told you to define it. Yes. Well, let's see, okay? Let's see what this... So, Princess, go ahead and start telling us and writing on the board what your problem is. Please go ahead. You're live for our class. So we want a problem defined. Here we go. This is a process we're on, so it doesn't have to be perfect in any way. We're thinking it through together. But we need good. So here goes Jazeel. Jazeel's taking, you see, I'm narrating. I'm doing the play-by-play, okay? This is a hockey game. Here goes the puck. I'm doing the play-by-play right now, okay? No, it's all right. So, okay. But hold on. Mental health. Okay, now, I was kind of tough on the first group by saying climate change is lame, not in terms of a problem, in terms of the definition. It was too short. It wasn't specific enough. So let's get the planet again. I asked you to think like an astronaut. You're looking down the planet Earth. What are these humans? They've got some problems down there. And here's one problem they really need to address. So mental health, what's the problem?
Okay, so we're stuck between two things: and mental health and homelessness. So we chose mental health basically because as humans, the
Yes.
way we are or the way we feel or how we experience it in our head, because we're mostly focusing on depression
Yes.
and like social behaviors, which are things that go so far, because even for us to have like good things, good schools or good education system, we have to go to the root of everything. If someone is depressed,
Absolutely.
it gets hard to learn, it gets hard to talk to people, and I believe that this is something that people should start focusing on, because everybody's feel or seem like they're okay, and it's so easy to judge someone. Like it can be like, oh, this let's just say a leader, for example, right?
Sure.
Let's go niche now, let's go to a classroom. Like a teacher could be teaching, and there are students there who don't even get what he's saying because maybe they're depressed or they have social anxiety. I will give you a private example. Like some classes, it's hard for me to, it's something I've been dealing with, social anxiety, talking to people. So it goes, I notice that it not just, if you experience things like this, it makes your perspective wide. It makes you more tolerant and compassionate towards other people. Half of the problems in the world can be solved by compassion.
Okay, this is excellent. Let's get the next part of this activity really working. Is I've got to fill these two high chairs because I don't want to be over here. I want to be part of this because we've got the discussion going. We're going to get the problems defined. Right now, we only have topics there. That's not good enough. But Princess just gave us the beginning of a definition. We just have to help her kind of polish her thoughts. She gave us the first draft out of her mouth. That's good. But really good thinking, really good critical thinking is you have to refine and polish and rewrite. So we're going to help them and all of you. Who's going to go in these chairs? Well, I'm going to suggest we have the group over there going, so they'll stand there. We need somebody from that group in the high chair here who's going to be part of the discussion. So who feels the most talkative right now? Okay, take a microphone. Okay, good. Hold that microphone too, Princess. Okay, there we go. And then, okay, you're over. This group already is there. Put climate change. So Grayson, run it. They're done. Jamie, you want that. You want to be in there, right? I promised you. I said you're going to be in that chair a lot. So Jamie goes there. Okay, way to go. Yep, there's the mic. Excellent, excellent. Now, this is the climaxing part of every class. I hope we can do this properly. Now we are together. Now we can really help define. We have mental health. We have a topic. Jamie, could you help Princess write down a defined problem around mental health? What is it? What's the problem? if you need a little help, you can phrase it as a question that we're going to answer. But we need the problem defined. And right now we have mental health as our topic. But there's so many aspects of mental health that could be problematic that Princess gave us, from anxiety to depression to you name it. But I don't know what the problem is.
I think one of the problems with mental health is the stigma behind it. So people aren't willing or able necessarily to get the help that they need. Maybe they're just too afraid to reach out to someone who's willing to help them or can help them.
I want to remind you as well, since this is the first time I've done this at all in a classroom like this, that today it's a little rough and we may not get our number one problem defined by the end of today's class. That's okay. We can finish this up next week before the action items. But let's get some more thoughts down there around what the problem is, and then we will define it clearly. But stigma is now possibly the problem we're going to try and address, okay? Princess, is there anything you want to add to that in terms of what is the problem about mental health that we're going to try and deal with next week?
I want to say something, but I feel like it will be very deep, and it will go down a rabbit hole again. Can I-
Oh, hold on a second. I love deep. To me, as soon as I hear deep, I think this is great. Rabbit hole, well, we can go down together the rabbit hole, but you know what? We'll come back fairly quickly. We have self-control, don't we?
Yeah.
And one of the very important parts of being a leader, a person who's in charge, is you can trust that person. How many people can you trust who have not developed the maturity to manage their emotions?
Mhm.
That's a very, very important part of leadership. Self-management, self-control. So if you're going down a rabbit hole and you can't get out of it, you got to learn how to get yourself out of that hole. Then you're ready to be more of a leader. Is this making sense? Great. Okay. So I'm always trying to teach you based on what you say. This is how I'm trying to really make it relevant for you. So self-control is very important, but not willing to reach out for help. Okay. Ryan has something you want to add to that. Okay. Get them down, the topic? Okay.
Like then we could pick up next week from there if we don't have enough time to finish, right?
Now I'm going to do something a teacher's never supposed to do. I'm listening to the student. I know what I need to teach. But I'll tell you something. The critical thing I'm always trying to teach is that you care about the topic. Ryan cares. And he's now said to me, Lon, could you try this? I think it would be better. And I think he's right. Thank you. So before we go any further, okay, stay there. All right, stay, Princess. I'm going to help all of you. Let's get the ideas down, the problems, the topics first, okay? So we have climate change from Ryan, from Darmeet, from Grayson, and from Richie. Leave that there. Yeah, stay there. Put number 3, okay? Because we have team, what was your team, team B? Climate change, would you put team B beside climate change? Yeah, exactly. That was their topic. Team, are you C, Princess? Yeah, team C is mental health. Okay, great. Now for the third one, we'll come to you, okay, team A. And do you want to tell her what to write on the board?
Basically tribalism, like how it's hindering the progress of a human as like a whole species.
Tribalism? Tribalism. Very good. Okay. Yeah. So we're getting topics. Okay, that's good. We're getting topics and we're going to work on this. I think I know what's your name again?
Subit Singh.
Subit.
Subit.
I think I know where Subit is going with this. This is good. Tribalism, Is there anything, do you want to try defining that for now, or is that as much as you have at this point? You've agreed that tribalism is the problem.
Like, if you look at all the wars and you're like an alien visiting Earth, that's the first thing you're gonna notice, that they have so many borders.
We'll get
Like,
there.
you are not united as a species.
Sure, sure. Okay, let's leave it for tribalism for now. Team A, okay? Great. Yeah. Yeah, you had a good first reflection, and even he had history in it as well. Okay, excuse me. Number 4, so that would be Team D, right? Okay,
D team.
Team D, 4.
For us, we had chose consumerism or consumer culture,
Good. Wow.
which I guess sort of plays into the climate change.
We'll see. But we're going to get these down today, and I think that's all we're going to be able to do is get the topics. We're going to save that. We're going to come back to this next week where we define it and do the action items. Consumer culture, Team D. Now, I want to make sure everybody's on the same page and we're all understanding what's happening here in the cosmos. Navaya, Richie, Burhan Muhammad, and anybody else. Is there anything that we're missing here from your team's contributions? Anything you'd like to add? Richie, go ahead. I think I see Richie's microphone unmuted.
Yes, I just wanted to add alternative to fossil fuels to as a focus on climate change.
Okay. So that probably will be part of climate change, Richie. Alternative to fossil fuels.
Yeah.
If we're going to if next week we will have to come up with something more specific around these problems defined, and alternative to fossil fuels is very much about climate change. So
Okay.
we'll leave that to next week. Okay, that's a climate change. Joy, is there anything as you watch this today? You're in Dhaka. It's evening or there right now. I know you haven't been with the class the whole time, but is there anything you'd like to add for us to think about in terms of problems that we're trying to identify that humanity must address? Okay. It may not, my voice is not getting over the Atlantic Ocean right now and then across Europe and Asia into the further reaches of the world, into this small country, Bangladesh, and this great capital, Dhaka. So I think we can start to conclude today's class, okay? And let's do a quick review. First, does anybody have any questions? Anything they'd like to say at this point about this? Yes, Princess, go ahead.
Rick, are we going to look at the solutions for everything we talked about?
Are we going to?
Look at the solutions for everything.
Well, I'm going to ask for your advice,
Okay.
since all of you have, I know, good ideas, and Ryan always does, and he has also the confidence because he's been in other classes, one other class, and so I know he feels confident suggesting things, but he has good suggestions. So I will ask you, before I tell you what I think we should do, I would like to follow through with what I said at the beginning, but does anybody have any suggestions for next week about how we deal with the goal? This is where we need to get to next week, is we need action items. And I was hoping we'd have an action item for one thing that's specific. But maybe we can have action items for all of the problems that we define. What do you think? I want to make sure we have time to go into depth on one or two things. I'm concerned sometimes that our attention spans today for being able to focus on one thing is getting more and more kind of limited. So depth is important, okay? Ryan? Yes, Absolutely. Do you want to give him the microphone? Yeah, just make sure. Take the microphone, Ryan, so we can hear.
Just in terms of like the concept of producing like emissions and like bad stuff into the atmosphere that damages the environment. I was thinking instead of, Richie was saying like electric cars are not a really reliable solution. So it got me thinking maybe the solution is not to avoid producing emissions altogether, but but to install maybe some kind of device that could almost remove them from the atmosphere so that you don't have to worry about the I guess the cost blockage of setting up electric charging stations and trying to get everybody to convert to one life.
Okay, this is good, but you're focusing on your problem. You're not answering, I think, the question. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. Is what are we going to do next week with all of these 4 problems? Do we decide on one and drill down on the action items for that one in particular, or do we take the 4 and talk about and explore and agree upon action items for the 4?
I don't have an answer for that one. So
The princess. Yeah. Okay.
I'll say that you can group them, like you can merge groups because they're topic like these 2 topics, the first and the last, they're under the same umbrella, and mental health and tribalism can also be put under the same umbrella.
Good lateral thinking, princess. You're consolidating ideas into. So now we have 2 potentially. With climate change and consumer culture, in that we're going to have a problem defined. Mental health and tribalism go together, and in that we will define a problem. So we're down to 2. I'm going to say, just for the sake of time, but also because I think it's a good example of a leader right now, Princess. She was creative in how she looked at our potential solution for next week. She looked at this and she said, why don't we combine? Instead of saying, let's take one or let's go with all 4, she was creative and she went, let's combine. She was thinking on her feet. She wasn't just answering my question, 1 or 4. She said, oh, let's combine. So she was creative, she was confident, and that's good leadership. So I'm going to leave it there. Next week, I think what we should do is we should come back and we are going to define 2 problems. Climate change and consumer culture, we're going to put into a problem that needs to be looked at. Because I think the princess is not wrong. In fact, I would say she's right. We would not have climate change without consumption. So they go together. Mental health and tribalism, that might be a little more difficult, but we will work on that next week. But the more conflict we have, potentially the more mental health problems we might have. We have to, I'm reaching there, but anyways, Jazeel?
I think it's not a different topic. I think tribalism can always lead to mental health, directly or indirectly. It's stated. Sometimes it can happen. Tribalism is like following the culture to the teeth. Sometimes it can affect people. It can have a negative effect on people mind, and sometimes even some racial discrimination and gender discrimination, which can affect their mental health. This is like a subtopic. It can be considered a subtopic of tribalism.
We will go ahead.
Like beside tribalism, can we put discrimination like in a bracket?
Let's leave that for now. That will be saved. We're going to bring that back next week and we will decide. But next week, we need to define those 2 problems. And maybe we will just agree on one. And at that point, or we may take the 2. But then at that point, we will start coming up with the action items. That's going to be the harder, more interesting time. Okay. So I think we can conclude. Excellent. Okay, everybody. So I think that this was an interesting experiment today in how we do this. I think it's working. I look forward to marking and getting back that to you for your first reflections. And I'm here if you need me. Otherwise, have a great week. And I'm going to save the live chat now and sign off. Take care. See you next week. Thank you.
Right. Have a good one. See you next week.
Thank you. So what do I first want to do? Yes. Let me just save this and oh, we don't have that much to save in here. So I'll just do this. Hold on. That's just the one thing I want to make sure we have our ideas there. Okay, and I'll stop the live stream and then we're good. Here we are. Stop the live